I made a game where you take turns playing hide and seek with a monster,
There's nowhere to go. You can hide from me.
and it's terrifying.
You suck at programming. You suck.
He's got a point. I've been programming games for such a long time and still suck. I should switch careers while I'm still young and pursue something else. Wait, what is that? ChatGPT?
Maybe I should just quit and go back to making noodles.
Quit, don't quit. You are too concerned with
Bugs.
and
Potential warnings. Yesterday's bugs are history. Tomorrow's features are a mystery. But today's errors are a gift. That's why it's called game development. Armed with this new knowledge, I decided to make the horror game and prove my friend wrong. At this point I felt invincible. I created a moving cube using ChatGPT and I was ready for something big. I was ready to prove that I could make the best goddamn horror game ever. First, I needed some inspiration. So I went to YouTube and searched for some trending horror games. I found a really cool game called It Steals. I was impressed by the hide and seek game mode. The monster hides in the maze and you're supposed to collect orbs around the map. If you accidentally find the monster, you have 10 seconds to hide before he starts looking for you. If he finds you, he chases you. I wanted to try to create something similar, but also combine it with Alien Isolation vibes, specifically the radar system. Now that I knew what I wanted to build, I started looking for some assets that I could use to speed up development. I found this amazing FPS controller that has realistic and smooth movement. It also comes with this weird weapon that looks a little bit like the radar in Alien Isolation. What an amazing coincidence. I'm so lucky. It's almost like I planned this out beforehand. I also found this cool hospital pack that fits well with this realistic game style. After importing the assets, I was amazed that there were no errors and everything looked perfect. I spent some time playing around with the materials, re-importing the asset pack, and in the end, I simply attached the material and it fixed the problem. So, yeah. Then I started playing around with the lighting and I made the scene super dark and it turned out fantastic. I was really happy with the result. I also added the zombie to the game from the Unity Asset Store, but I didn't implement any logic for him yet. Next up, I wanted to get the radar working. I found this free radar system on the Asset Store. It's designed to work in 2D, so I had to tweak a few things, and I mean a lot of things, to get it to display on my model. First, I tried making it a 3D canvas and positioning it right over the model, and it looked like absolute garbage. But I had a bigger problem, which is that the radar didn't display the zombie. So it was actually quite an easy fix. I just added this locatable component to zombie, and everything worked flawlessly. After fixing the scale issues, I was left with a semi-working radar. The problem now was that the position was either mirrored or inverted or flipped, and so it always showed the wrong location of the monster. I literally tried every possible code combination and I still failed to get it working properly until I finally rage quit and manually rotated the canvas. And do not ask me how, it works now. It's all that matters. Next, I used my amazing Photoshop skills to make the radar look all nice and realistic. I also made a blink animation for the dot so that it blinks. I was too lazy to code it. I was also playing around with the zombie and I realized that I could make his eyes glow red, which I didn't know was possible for this model, and I was happy with the result. I added a red light to the zombie so that it looks like his eyes light up the room. I also wanted the player to have a flashlight, so I found this model in the Asset Store that had a working flashlight that I tweaked a little bit. I finally added a little bit of green light to the radar so it looks more realistic. It was all smooth sailing up to this point, but this is where shit starts to hit the fan. It was time to tackle the AI for the monster. I started with getting the basics work. I made a simple scene with a nav mesh and made him follow the player non-stop. Then I found this really cool maze generator and I spent some time trying to figure out how to make it work with my asset pack. In the end, I decided not to use it because the assets from the pack are not really modular, and I also didn't really like how the models from the maze generator look like. Back to the AI. I asked ChatGPT to write a monster that has two states, hide and seek. In the hide state, he would pick a random point on the nav mesh and teleport there and stay there until the player sees him. Then he would transition to the seek state where he gives the player a few seconds to hide before he starts searching for him. If he doesn't find him, then after a while he will transition back to the hide state. This all sounds good on paper, but there was a lot of errors and I was never satisfied with the result. I ended up spending a ton of time going back and forth with ChatGPT on this. This is a crucial turning point where I realized something important.
Ah, yes. But no matter what you do,
That bug will grow up to be a feature. You might wish for something else, but you will get a feature.
But a
Feature.
cannot.
Ship a game.
maybe it can. If you are willing to guide it, to nurture it, to believe in it. My time has come. You must continue your journey without me.
What are you? What?
You must believe.
Master!
All this time I was running away from bugs, but now I see that bugs are just features in disguise. I decided it's time to embrace the bugs, to believe in them. My master left me with one final piece of advice. He gave me the modular state machine code. I managed to build on this foundation and created a state machine AI with over 10 different states. Thank you, master. Now I just needed to add the finishing touches. I added some orbs for you to pick up and I spent the last day creating the map. I tried to make the pieces fit together in a modular way. I first made them out of cubes and then I swapped the cubes with the actual models by changing the scale. This way I would be sure that they sort of fit together nicely, but still it wasn't perfect. So in the end I had to rely a lot on these pillars, so I added like 1,000 pillars everywhere where the modular pieces join together to hide the edges. And finally, I added some music and sound effects, and I also recorded some voiceovers for the monster, and made it sound demonic by using Audacity.
You can't hide from me.
It was finally time to send it to my friend and prove him wrong.